Florida
Sports.
Oh yeah, Berber. Welcome back to the worldwide leader and dumbass sports coverage.
And unfriending people in person.
Yep, that's right. That's what we do here on this show. Not for you, but our own former friends
That's right.
all the
Not for
time.
you, not for no one.
Nope. Nope. Gator don't play no shit.
It ain't never been about no shit.
Mm-hmm. 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 So if it's your first time joining us, welcome to Florida Foolishness Sports, where we're going to talk about all the things that really don't matter in your life, but should and will for the next bit of time while we're together, all while wearing some very, very crunchy floral tarps. Wrangler's got the Texas going, so that's pretty nice. Ooh.
Honor of my boy. Actually, my boys, Shador and Shiloh, Texas's finest.
Oh boy. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about them, I'm sure, today. We're gonna talk about all kinds of things. I'm Stoti, he's Wrangler. As always, we start off with our opening statements. So what you got for the people, Wrangler?
Yeah, they say in life that you meet like 10 serial killers in your lifetime. I met one the other day, and I want to go through this whole chain of events here.
Oh, good. That's exactly how we discussed starting this. Holy
Yep.
shit.
He literally does unfriend people in person. So
He unlifes them in person.
this dude's in his, I don't know, late 50s, early 60s, give or take, whatever, gray-haired gentleman. Anyway, I walk into Chipotle. He's already in line. I have headphones in. I'm looking at my phone like a sane human being. And as I'm just kind of doing this, he literally doesn't turn his head, turns his full body around to see who's behind him. Like, all right, we're off to a great start. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep staring at my phone here because this is a fucking weird way to start any interaction. We'll go ahead and move forward here. So he gets up to the front of the line, orders a salad, which is a fucking weird way to start. It's literally just a bowl with a bunch of
Yeah,
lettuce.
at Chipotle. Oh
Point,
my
yeah. And then
god.
after he orders the salad and they put the lettuce in, she goes, "What do you want?" He goes, "What are my options?" And she goes, "You can pick anything from this line." And he goes, "Anything? Oh, okay. Let me get some rice and no meat, and then I'd like a little bit of salsa and some cheese, and I'm good." Like, okay. Also very serial killery. Anyway, here's where it gets really weird, okay? Because that wasn't bad enough. The turning around started things off. Anyway, so now it's time for this gentleman to pay. And so they ring him up, and out of his pocket, no wallet, nothing, just out of his pocket, just pulls out a credit card. Just like, whoop, whoop, credit card, just sitting in there, nothing else. Okay. Okay. Uses it to pay and then goes, this didn't give me the option to tip you guys. And she goes, yeah, no, whatever. It doesn't go, whatever. He goes, oh, no, 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 I need to tip. So then proceeds to reach into the other pocket, pulls out an envelope. Inside of the envelope, there is 10 $1 bills and one $5 bill. Takes out two $1 bills, puts it in the tip jar. Now, while all this is happening, he's blocking the register I need to get to pay for my food. Anyway, not important. So I pay, I go around, whatever. I'm going to grab like a fork to go. He's standing at the drink counter, which fair, whatever. You fill up your drink, no big deal. And he is drink by drink, a little bit of ice in his cup, sip, taste. I don't know. Let me try the next one. Sip, taste. A man in his late 50s, we are presuming in this scenario, has never tasted a soft drink before and needs to taste them one by one.
Well, he
So
needs some flavor with that rice and lettuce salad.
either he is one of the 10 serial killers that I met in my lifetime, or he has been locked in a basement for the last 57 years and this is his first day of freedom. One
Oh,
or two chances here.
oh, you absolutely met one of your 10 serial killers.
Dude, I'm saying, man, it
He might
was.
have killed another serial killer you met previously. He might have
He's
Dextered
the
that
alpha
shit.
killer.
Yeah.
Are you still a bad guy if you're a serial killer, but all you do is kill other serial killers and never innocent people?
I mean, that was the whole point of Dexter, right?
It's fair. That
Yeah.
is fair.
Yeah.
I thought he was
Uh,
a good enough guy until he weirdly married his sister in real life, but
yeah, that part was weird. Thank you, Michael C. Hall, for that.
for
Did you
sure.
meet Michael C. Hall in real life? Oh my God, that'd be weird.
Well, Michael C. Hall in real life married the woman that played Deb
Mm-hmm.
on the
Mm-hmm.
show. He married his actual show sister in real life, and then they got divorced, all while still being brother and sister on the show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Hmm.
But you know what? You never saw it mess with the chemistry. Just saying,
It's
they're good
true. You're not
actors.
wrong.
They're good actors.
Wrong.
Yeah, you 100% met a serial killer. Holy shit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's what I'm saying. It fucking threw me.
I mean, like, you always have your stuff you take with you. It's usually a wallet, some keys, phone, other things. But this motherfucker's like, I need my $15 envelope.
I just want to know, like, did he have to go to the bank and that's where the envelope came from? He's like, I need to withdraw $15 from my checking account, please. No, no, savings account.
I get two of those a month, Karen. I know this. I know my account. Give me $15.
$15 from my savings, please, ma'am, or I will go full chiefaholic on your establishment.
Might
You
not
have children? Do you still want to after today? $15 in a white envelope, please.
but like that would be funny if like that's the only crack in the armor that he had was with bank tellers. It's like everywhere else, okay, he might have weird stuff, but it'd be like conversations like this, like, okay, maybe, probably, yeah. But like at the bank, everybody's like, oh man, no, Donnie fucking murdering people right the fuck now.
Yep. His only he's a fucking normal guy 99% of the time. His only crutch, he has to murder bank tellers.
Oh Jesus. Write your address on the envelope there. No. All right.
Greatest fear inside the envelope. Put it on a piece of paper, slide it in there. That'll be my 16th dollar.
I always make sure in every paycheck to put one aside for myself. Oh yeah, thanks for that. All right, so serial killer starting us off strong on this FFS episode. Mine, I was just before getting on, uh better half is watching that show Mass Singer, and they have a
Yep.
lot of country singers on there right now,
That sounds about right.
and because I'm a honky, I can say this: all country singers sound the same except for Jelly Roll,
Which
100%.
Jelly Roll's not even a country singer. Jelly Roll's an
Mm-hmm.
singer. Saying he's a country singer is like saying that Post Malone is a country singer.
Mm-hmm. This is fair. This is fair. But it's like every single one, it's like, oh yeah, talking about my dog, get my pickup truck down to watering hole where I fought a guy, went to jail in my truck with my dog.
Can't
So
fix my broken heart because my wife stole my tools when she left me with my dog.
I see, like that right there, we could
Things
be
are
top of the
broken
charts.
when you don't have a toolbox because Sarah took it when that hurricane came in.
That's why I call her Hurricane Sarah.
Hurricane Sarah does sound like it'd be terrifying. It just fucking, it wouldn't even go to Miami. It'd just fuck up Daytona Beach.
Oh, it's already fucked up.
Run through everything except the Panera Breads and the fucking Starbucks. And now Daytona would be just a wreck other than like three Paneras and five Starbucks.
These were my favorites, individually chosen. The rest of you met Hurricane Sarah.
I warned you.
Yeah, yeah. So really, that's all I had this week.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Other than I don't know. Okay, so I'll bring it up. I don't know if you keep up with it too much. The Slate Auto, you kept up with them.
I don't know what that is.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's Jeff Bezos' venture into electric vehicles. Basically, it's a two-seater truck that you can buy an additional thing to make it an SUV, and then it comes with pop-up seats. Electric truck, $20,000 for base everything. Oh, excuse me, has no infotainment center, like roll-up windows type of deal. All
Okay.
right. Uh, the range on the base model is like 150 some odd miles. For the extended battery, it's about 250,
Not bad.
20 grand. And I'm just
20
kind of
grand.
thinking, yeah, I don't know about this one. This is like kind of in Cybertruck
Oh,
territory
that's
for me.
absolutely going to catch on fire. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, that was the only other thing. A couple days ago they kind of showed it off and all that, and it's like, oh god, why did the billionaires that we hate like come out with this shit? Because golly, just that branding alone of having
The,
Bezos with it's like
the answer is
greasy.
because Bezos and Musk are in this like constant whose dick is smaller contest of who can piss off the American people more. Because similarly, I saw this week, and I'll raise a question to the class after here.
Ooh,
The newest venture, well, actually, Elon has a bunch of ventures he's working on, but one of the newest ones that he's working on is that soon Tesla owners will be able to turn their vehicles into self-driving robo taxis, allowing their cars to earn money autonomously. So basically, he's going to have robot Uber where your own vehicle can go make money for you by driving itself. So your car can be an Uber car without you having to do it. So the question I'm going to raise the class here is, what's the first thing that's going to go wrong? My answer and my response quickly is going to be, the doors are going to lock and not open, which means that every time you go person to person, the first person just stuck in there all day. It goes to pick up the next person, and it's like, let me out. They're like, I can't get in. And they're like, I can't get out. And then you go to the next person's stop all the way through the entire day.
okay. So that's like the most terrifying thing I've heard in a while, and thank God I have all of this rum left because I'm gonna have to drink it after hearing
Well,
that shit.
they can
What the?
already self-drive to come to you, right? Like
Mhm.
you park your Tesla and you hit the button, it can bring itself to you. So it's already halfway there. This is just on like a grander scale.
Yeah, yeah, and Elon has demonstrated that he can control whether or not you can get into or out of your vehicles already. So that's nice.
True.
Um, God, wow, that feels fucking greasy, doesn't it? Like, okay, great, it could be a taxi cab, but then it's like, wow, you just destroyed your battery, like all of the wear and tear. Plus, I mean, let's just say it as it is. There's an autonomous vehicle, and you've got a lot of Hurricane Sarahs going to a bar. They might vomit in that thing, and then it's just fucking there. Like,
100%.
yeah.
Well,
So
there's definitely
there's,
going to be cameras recording. Like, you know
well,
that.
yeah.
But what I'm thinking here is like now it's kind of a lose-lose because if the venture fails, then somebody's going to die, just plain and simple.
Mm,
And if it succeeds, it's also bad because how big of a part of the American workforce now is rideshare driving? And
it
now
is
you
big.
just eliminated that entire thing, which now spikes the unemployment rate because that's now a full-time job. It's going to basically become the same way that Airbnb has basically fucked up the housing market. You're going to wind up in a spot where now, because of all that shit, like there's going to be like two dudes who own 1,000 Teslas and they own the entire rideshare market now. They never drive. They just have a fleet of 1,000 Teslas that drive themselves.
Yeah, so that's one way of looking at it. More to your question of what's the first bad thing. I can't tell you the first bad thing, but from our conversations already on this show, I can tell you one of the first really big bad things is this thing goes into autonomous driving mode. They go and pick up the first people, and then Donnie from Chipotle comes up with this fucking like rice and lettuce salad. He's like, "Hey kids, how many dollars do I have in my envelope?" Um, and that's going to be the first bad thing that I mean, first
Ooh.
cataclysmically bad thing that happens on this ride share.
Here's what's going to happen is Donnie's going to buy the Tesla, and because it can drive itself, he's going to be like, now I can sit in the passenger seat and have intimate conversations. So now the Uber driver who already like talks way too much is not even going to have to focus on the road. The car's doing it for him. He's just going to sit fully turned around. He's actually going to have his front seat fall
It's a
backwards.
swivel bucket
So,
seat. Yeah.
so he can just stare at you this whole time. Just, do you know that the most efficient wallet is made from a tree? I don't need anything other than money. Who needs identification? That'll get you caught. I mean, the government will track you.
I think that 9 Inch Nails is the second worst thing to happen to society in the past 30 years. I'm the worst. Oh God, that would be so bad. And you know somebody's going to do that shit with an autonomous vehicle. They're
Yep.
going to be like, you know what? People love the conversations with me, so I'm going to still be in the front seat even though it's autonomous. And
I'm a
it's like,
498 because of my conversation. I'm gonna boost it to a 5.
It doesn't work like that. None of this works like that. Welcome to the show. That's how the show goes. None of it fucking works like that.
Ever.
And we have a soft title. None of it works like that. There we go. So yeah, all right. Starting off really, really nice. And now we're going to talk about the thing that everybody's going to talk about for the next 3 months, and by everybody I mean ESPN. Um,
Yep.
Discussing a league that hopes to someday compete with the illustrious United Football League, that being the National Football League. Bunch of scrubs there, huh? Mm.
Fucking losers.
Yep. So this week in beautiful Green Bay, Wisconsin, hosted the NFL draft, or as you might know it, the most public interview process for a job ever. So there's that.
Yeah.
So we're going to discuss, and there's a lot of prompts in here. So I'm just going to leave it wide open. What are the big takeaways from the draft? Like, what did you think? Who won? Who lost? It go any direction you want with it. Go ahead and start us off there, Wrangler.
Yeah. Who lost to me is New Orleans. And regardless of how you feel about Shador, because we will obviously get to him in a minute here, Tyler Shuck is not the next best quarterback in the draft after Cam Ward. Taking him 40 overall, or wherever they took him, I think it was 40 overall. There was far, far, far better value picks. And Quinn Ewers went in the seventh round. I'm not convinced that fucking Tyler Show is a better quarterback than Quinn Ewers. Fucking Will Howard went in like the sixth. I just I think that's a stretch. I love that they took Kelvin Banks in the first, but holy shit, dude! And then a whole bunch of no names after. I don't know what New Orleans is doing. I really do like what Arizona did. Getting Will Johnson in the second round is a steal. I get his injury issues, but he's a top 10, top five talent when he's healthy. Denzel Burke in the fifth round, great pickup for him too. And weirdly, as much as it pains me to say this, I actually think Carolina, outside of potentially overpicking McMillan in the first round, they probably could have gotten a better receiver or gotten him later. I like what they did after. I like ETN in the fourth. I like Lathan Ransom in the fourth as well. Cam Jackson in the fifth. Jimmy Horn Jr. in the sixth, which if you ever watch Coach Prime on Netflix, Jimmy Horn Jr. is the fucking man. He's like, he comes from a really fucked up background, and so like he's like a child, but he's like 23 years old, and so like his dad had like a parole hearing, and he goes in a polo, and he's basically like, "Hey, Miss Judge lady, so you got to let my dad out so I can go hang out with my dad, because you know my dad he did it, but he did his time, so now you let my dad out, it'd be good to go." He won't do it again, and so I don't know, man. I fucking love some Jimmy Horn Jr. Sixth round steal for Carolina there. That's essentially my takeaways. We can get into some of the other props in a little bit, but that's high level for me right there of what I feel.
Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, so yeah, we're obviously going to talk about Shador and all that because it's too funny. Um, but I'm going to go in a different direction. A team that was heralded as being one of the winners by most pundits out there, and I'm just going to go with this. I don't believe they are the winner that everybody says they are, and I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans on this one. Drafted Cam Ward in the first round. All right. Um, Tennessee is where quarterbacks go to die. I don't know if anybody's recognized that in the history of Tennessee having a football team.
Yeah.
But literally every quarterback that goes there, it's like their last fucking chance. All right. Look, they had a lot of picks. Okay. But starting off getting Cam Ward, like the only quarterback
Right.
who I think has a chance of making it a couple of years in the league, if he went to anywhere else. All right. You have a pass rusher. It's not necessarily the big thing you really needed for that team. Got some safety help afterwards and then loaded up on a little bit of offense there too. But God, I just don't see. I think on paper, Tennessee's draft is like, yeah, okay, we got kind of what we needed. We got a quarterback in the first round, so that should end up being good. edge rusher. But to what Tennessee needs big long term, I don't see it as an absolute win. So
Yeah.
that's takeaway number one. Takeaway number
They
two.
still don't have a fucking legitimate offensive line for Cam Ward, so or
Mm-hmm,
receiving core or a running game.
mm-hmm. You got a guard out of Sacramento State in the fifth round.
Oh, steal
Jackson
right there.
Slater. Get him to C, baby. Get him to C. He's going to lead the way.
Undervalued. You could have gotten him late fourth round instead of early fifth.
So I think they're my absolute bust that everybody said, oh, yeah, they did
Yeah.
pretty good. The team that, and I am in no way biased on this, of course, but the Green Bay Packers drafting a wide receiver made my heart so happy.
Good one too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The golden in there for you. I hope Aaron is on an ayahuasca trip and he's like, what? No.
I like Green
Anyways.
Bay's whole draft though. I mean, Anthony Belton's good in the second round. I like Baron Sorrell in the fourth round. Like I thought they had a good draft all around.
Mm-hmm. It felt good. It felt good. And in front of everybody with Clay Thomas saying, and the Bears still suck. That was pretty fun.
Yep.
That was pretty fun. Um, okay. So let's talk about Shador.
Hang on. Before we get to Shador, because it
Okay.
ties into it, what are your thoughts on Jacksonville giving up the fifth overall and their first round pick next year, as well as a second round pick to get Travis Hunter at two? Is Travis Hunter worth all of that, or did Cleveland actually do good?
Cleveland. Oh, don't. Oh, God. The way you
In
framed that
this
question.
one scenario where they took Mason Graham at five, did Cleveland actually do good in this one scenario?
Cleveland for the first time in a long time, sort of for a second one at football. And I mean for a second.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, and then you got another. I don't know. I mean, why were you going for a lineman to begin with, anyways? A defensive lineman. I don't know. The pick they kind of fumbled, I believe,
Well,
and they're
because
going
I
to
think they
fumble
just took
next year's
best
too.
available. Like if you're just looking at best available, he was the best available still at number five.
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely went just best available over need.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it reads almost top to bottom throughout their draft.
Mhm.
Um,
I
but
agree.
for the briefest of moments, yeah, they won that. I mean, Jacksonville pulling a Cleveland move and Cleveland being the positive recipient there, that's pretty cool for them.
Fun
Um,
time.
yeah, for a moment. I mean, come on, like Travis Hunter, like you're not gonna have him playing both ways in the NFL. I'm sorry, you're
He said
not.
he won't play if he's not allowed to.
Okay, cool. We'll have fun in the unemployment line, I guess. Like, what really? Like, this is a whole other level. Like,
And to that point as well, I mean, if you look at all of the issues that Jacksonville has, Trevor Lawrence is still unproven. Say what you want.
mhm,
I think from day one on Clemson's campus, the hype has been better than the product. I
mhm.
don't even think he was that good of a college quarterback. I think he was an average college quarterback who just had a lot of hype. I think he's been an average NFL quarterback who's had a lot of hype because he went first overall. I think if he doesn't have that hype, he might not still be starting in Jacksonville right now.
How many times last year did we talk about Trevor Lawrence being benched? It was more than once, and we don't
And
talk about
then
football exclusively.
And then he got knocked the fuck out by
Mhm,
Azeez Al-Shire in the Houston game. And truthfully, with Mac Jones at quarterback, they weren't much worse of a team.
mhm.
They don't have a running game. Tank Bigsby and fucking ETN were shit last year. They don't have a receiving core. They just traded Christian Kirk to the Texans, who's their only 1,000-yard receiver over the past 4 or 5 years.
Well, here's what fixes that in the third round, 67th overall pick, tight end Harold Fannin Jr. out of the powerhouse of Bowling Green
Oh,
fixes all those problems. So
to who?
to Jacksonville, they're going to the Super Bowl behind Harold Fannin Jr.
Where are you looking? I don't have a third rounder, Harold Fannin Jr. I
For the
got third
Browns.
round. No, Jacksonville. The Browns is
Oh, yeah, yeah. Drunk. Sorry. Well, maybe they might trade for him. You never know.
You never know. I just think, Caleb Branshaw, third rounder out of Tulane, the quarterback's clearly the difference maker. But no.
Yeah, sorry. Now
Um,
that I'm on the right place looking,
yeah.
this is how much I care about Jacksonville.
I,
Uh,
I I just think that from Jacksonville's perspective, you're still not going to be good this year. So you're essentially giving up two top 10 picks to take Travis Hunter, who
Mm,
his first year at Jackson State was injured the entire season. Then he played 1 year at Jackson State where he was healthy, which is FCS. Yeah, he won the Heisman this year in the Big 12, but let's be honest, the Big 12 isn't the SEC.
no, it's
Like,
not.
he's not going up against fucking grown men every single day.
Hmm. Yeah, it's oof. If you're looking, the best thing Travis Hunter could do for his team is say, "I'm going to be a wide receiver." Period.
Agreed.
That
Agreed.
would be the best thing he could do for that team to start to help. But I mean, in your draft, now that I'm actually looking at the right draft, you drafted a center in the seventh round out of what is that, SoCal? Yeah, Jonah Monheim.
USC. You also drafted a safety out of Navy in the third round or the sixth round, which good luck. He's got to go do 5 years in the Navy.
In 5 years, it's gonna pay off big time there.
Yeah, playing the long game.
Yeah. Yeah, the maybe on the outside the Jaguars got a little bit better, but I'm not gonna write them in just yet. And
I
unless they
don't
get the
think
guy from the Browns, then
I
yeah.
don't think that they did. I look at their draft and I truly just don't think that they got better.
No, no. And at the end of the day, too, that offensive line problem is still going to be a problem.
Offensive line's still a problem. You still don't have a receiver. Okay. If you put Travis a receiver, then maybe, but I think he's a slot guy. He's not a number one. He's not big enough. He's 6 foot, a buck 88. That's not a number one receiver's NFL body.
Now that's a good Z, but
Yeah.
no, on the outside's no fucking way.
That's no, there's no shot, dude. Every cornerback getting drafted now, 6'2", 6'3". Yeah, he can jump, but he's not taking it away from a fucking 6'3" corner.
Yeah, no way, no
And now
way.
with pretty boy fucking Dove for Men Lawrence throwing the ball to him.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for reminding me he was with Dove for Men. I might have to change my body wash now. Um, okay, so let's go back to the story of the day, with or days, I guess, with Shadir Sanders going from first round hopeful to solid fifth round pickup for the Believe Land Browns.
I think
Um,
somebody might go number one overall. I just want to throw that out there.
oh my god, could you have imagined? Oh my gosh. Oh my. Okay, so Shadir, whatever angle you want to take, go for it.
Yeah, no, a lot of people are making Shador out to be the victim here, and I don't think he is. And let me tell you why. So Shiloh went undrafted and then signed a contract with the Bucks today.
Mhm.
So he's going to Tampa. Shiloh then came out and said, yeah, we didn't have a traditional agent. Our dad was our agent, and now we need to hire real agents. Uh,
Yeah, no shit.
so, and they talk like Kuiper, love him or hate him, and this isn't a Kuiper stance, but regardless, at one point during the draft, he was like, yeah, most players right now, their agents would be working the phones hard to get them picked up. This is like the third round. They're like, but they don't really have an agent. It's kind of their dad, so nobody's calling anybody right now. Um, it's surprising to me that Dallas let him slip that far. I truly thought Dallas would have taken him in the third or fourth, not because they need a quarterback, but because him being from Dallas, Dion being a Dallas legend, Jerry having been the owner when Dion was there, just so many pieces of that. Dion wanted him in Dallas, and it's surprising to me that the Cowboys didn't fuck it up and take him the third or the fourth. Especially with Cooper Rush having left, them now needing a backup. I
Mm.
could have seen Dallas taking him as a project.
Hey, Cleveland's gonna need some backups.
They have five backups and zero starters now. So,
Whoa, 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 sir. They have what, 53-year-old Joseph Flacco back?
yes, Joe Matthew Flacco is presumably their starter day one. Kenneth Babyhands Pickett, presumably their backup day one.
Oh, I apologize. He's actually only 40 years young.
I mean, he
That's
had
incredible.
good years
He
in
looks
Indy.
old as fuck for a 40-year-old. Good
He's
Lord.
been forever. When did he get drafted? He was 21. He's been in the league 19 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, out of Delaware. Good Lord.
Blue Hens, baby.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think a lot of people are trying to spend this and make Shador out to be the victim. Shador is not the victim here. Shador is a product of his own self-doing. Between not hiring a real agent, between the whole fucking yeah, look at the watch shit. Fucking, it came out today. They went back to a clip from before that he wouldn't shake the hand of the Colorado State quarterback after the game. Like, uh, Colorado is a fucking circus since Dion took over. We've had this conversation on this show before about will he ever win a title, and I stand by. I've said no, he will not win a title there, and I stand by that. And I think this just goes to show why I feel that way. I just don't think that I don't think Dion is developing young men the way he claims to be developing young men. LeJohntay Wester went in the fifth round. Jimmy Horn Jr. went in the sixth round. Like, none of their guys are getting drafted high level right now. And with those guys, is more talent than character. But for how great of a program Dion makes it out to be, I think the draft stats show it. And I think Shadur's patient zero on that.
Yeah, Shador and Shiloh too. He gets Shiloh gets lost in all this, doesn't he?
He does. And
Um,
Shiloh was, I mean, people forget he was an SEC safety before he went to Jackson. He started out in South Carolina.
mhm.
But I think the other thing that goes to this point too that is worth bringing up is the NFL does its research well too much so. Before they draft a seventh round guy, they met with him 5 times, right? For all of the flaws that are out there, Johnny Manziel was still a first round pick. Let that sink in for a minute here. Johnny Manziel, who fucking showed up hungover to games, gambled. Fucking Johnny Manziel was the worst character college football player in the history of the sport. Still went first round, and Shador slipped to the fifth. Let that sink in.
That kind of goes opposite the point I was going to make about this whole thing. And I brought this up in the group chat yesterday, but I think Shador is mostly so. It's been brought on by himself or his dad,
Hmm?
where he slipped to, mostly so, but
Agreed.
partially so. I think that finally the NFL is stop. They're going to stop listening to Mel Kiper, like just straight up, because every year he's like, "Oh my god, these five quarterbacks are like elite," and then they come in, it's like, "Oh wow, that's Mason Rudolph." Like, what the fuck are we doing here? All right, and I
I
think that
don't. I don't know they ever listened to him to begin with. I think he just bullshits off of what he's
ah
hearing. I don't know, man.
ah.
I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold that Mel Kiper is like the guru.
Oh no, I agree with you, but I think more people listen to him in NFL circles than they should. And I think that
That's fair.
is
I do agree with
much
that.
so in the quarterback circle, is what I'm getting at.
No, I get that.
Um, I mean, it's been years of oh god, I'm trying to think of a couple of quarterbacks who were supposed to come in and just save the day. Like, okay, let's go with Caleb Williams for a second here. All
Well,
right. Like,
Mel Kiper showed
where
him
is he?
yesterday. Let's talk about Brady Quinn and Jimmy Clausen.
Yes, Brady Quinn.
Those two are both fucking guys who Mel yesterday himself was like, yeah, I had them going really high. Thought they were going to be great. They didn't pan out. Fucking
Mm-hmm.
two Notre Dame quarterbacks, Jimmy Clausen, who looks like a Raptor, and fucking Brady Quinn, whose hair is not real.
So, like, after Clausen got done, do you think he just went up to Toronto to their basket hoops franchise and it's like, hey, you don't have to buy the suit anymore? I'm
Yeah,
here. Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
I guess I got you. Or sorry, an ostrich, not a raptor. He looks like an ostrich.
That's fine. So you just had to give him a fucking mask. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, I really think that quarterbacks have just been so overvalued. I mean, I'm just thinking back even more recently, like Spencer Rattler getting picked up by New Orleans. Like,
Which goes back to my
come
point.
on.
Holy fucking shit, did New Orleans lose this draft? Your quarterback room is Derek Carr, Tyler Shuck, and fucking Spencer Rattler. Good luck. Good fucking luck.
Yeah. But to their credit, like outside of Cam Ward, there's no fucking other quarterbacks in this draft, in my opinion.
No, it was brutal. It was absolutely brutal.
Yeah. I mean, for a second, and all right, I'm going to put on my bias hat here for a little bit. Max Brosner, Minnesota, played at
Yeah.
New Hampshire
New Hampshire
beforehand.
for 3 years.
Yeah, so he UFA with Minnesota now. So hey, you know what? He's living the dream. He's gonna have a shot to make a roster. Good for him. But I mean, with the Senior Bowl and how well he did, I mean, that made up for a lot of mistakes that he made while at Minnesota and kind of towards the tail end of
Yeah,
UNH too. Like, we overvalue quarterbacks so
we
fucking
do.
much.
And I think especially with where they're getting drafted now, I mean, to that
Mhm.
point, you look at it, right? And freaking so Jackson Dart and Cam Ward are the only two first round QBs this year. Jackson Dart is not a first round quarterback
No,
whatsoever. The
no.
only QB taken in the second round is Tyler Show. Not a fucking fifth round quarterback, in my opinion. Some of the dude watching Louisville play, I think it was Clemens last year. Holy shit. I was like, this quarterback might be the worst fucking player on the field. He can't throw it 10 yards down the field. Second round pick. The only third rounders, Jalen Milrow and Dylan Gabriel. And then nobody else picks another quarterback until the fifth round. The Browns, third round and fifth round, were two quarterback picks. The After they took Gabriel, nobody else took a quarterback again until they took Shador, which says something. The same team took a quarterback twice. And then, weirdly enough, in the sixth round, fucking Houston took Graham Mertz for some reason with fucking Quinn Ewers still available. Don't know why. Wasted pick there. But yeah, no, just to your
Like,
point, like
even for jersey sales, get Quinn Ewers just for that.
he's a
Like,
Texas boy. He's
yeah,
fucking from Texas. You had
yeah.
Case Keenum on your roster for fucking 13 years because
Mm-hmm.
he's fucking from Houston.
Mm-hmm. Silliness, man. Silliness. Um, I'm also going to mention my boy Cameron Scattaboo, Easy State baby. Let's go. Um,
NYG.
I wish he didn't go to the Giants. I'm glad he made it to the show. Last thought about the draft, and then we'll move on. Go for it.
Last thought about the draft is that we are putting way too much emphasis on upside and not nearly enough emphasis on production. Um, I shouldn't say every, but the majority of, I'm going to use defensive lineman as an example here because I think it's the most fitting. The majority of first and second round defensive linemen had very average college careers ahead of guys in the third and the fourth round who had stellar college careers because they have a higher upside because their intangibles are better. You can talk all you want about power and arm length and all that shit, and sure, that's important. But at the end of the day, if a dude in the SEC has 12 sacks versus a dude that has four, you can't fucking counter production. And I think the perfect example of that is 2, 3 years ago now when Aiden Hutchinson should have gone number one overall to the Jaguars. Instead, they took the Walker kid who is okay at the pro level. He's not a bust, but he's not great. Meanwhile, Aiden Hutchinson's arguably a top five defensive end in the league. You took upside over production, and it fucked you because production goes too far. And so when you look at a guy like Mike Green out of Marshall, who great pickup for, I think the Ravens took him in the second round, should have been a first round guy. Instead, they took guys who had 5 sacks in their entire college career because their upside is so high. Stop looking at upside and start looking at production.
Very, very well said. And just to follow up with that as the last thought, you cannot measure grit during the combine.
Exactly.
Full stop.
You need to put them through like a Navy SEAL training course. You want to look through that shit. Stop like, and that shows some power too. We should just fucking scrap the combine, just put them through buds.
And because Fox has that show with the celebrities doing the Marine shit or
Yeah.
whatever, we just swap it out. And now
There
it's
we go. That's must see
NFL picks.
TV.
Yes, and that's more fucking money to the NFL, more exposure. Oh my god. Why are we not running shit anywhere
Because
other
Mel Kiper wouldn't allow it.
yeah, he'd just be like, "Well, Shador should win earlier." Yeah,
We'll even give Mel
go
Kiper an event. It's like so we give you like a laser pointed gun. You got to walk through a fucking hairspray fucking mist. You can't see shit. There's too much hairspray in the way.
Yeah, the Mel Kiper 40. There it is. I
Did you
love it.
see yesterday? You probably weren't still watching. In the sixth or the seventh round, they're like, "Fuck football. Who cares?" They start Apparently, Mel Kiper's favorite drink is an Orange Crush, which is a vodka drink. The fucking five dudes at the table start drinking Orange Crushes and eating pumpkin pie on the air.
We do that every week.
100%. But I'm
The
like, dude,
fuck?
like 7 picks went by of them not even talking. They're just talking about the fucking Orange Crushes and pumpkin pies. Like, dude, fucking give me money to drink Orange Crushes. I live 30 minutes from Baltimore. It's fucking rage.
Let's go. Oh my god.
It's a
Wow.
screwdriver anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Wow. I mean, if I was one of those kids selected while they're just like, oh yeah, I'm getting drunk off this orange, I would just be so fucking mad coming to the league and like that first interview, like, hey, like you came out fucking nowhere, made the roster, all of a sudden you're going to Pro Bowl. Yeah, yeah, Pro Bowl games. Uh like what
I'm going
inspired
to
you?
Orlando.
Oh yeah, baby. Orlando. Uh what made you like so inspired to play? It's like because they were talking about orange fucking crushes when I was getting drafted. Ain't talking about orange crushes now and just Gronk spikes one right in front of Mel Kiper. Oh my
I don't think
god.
Baltimore was even one of the teams picking while they were doing it. A fit of irony.
Hmm. All right. So there we go. So many last thoughts there. In another fit of irony, us white dudes are now going to enter into the Nardo Wick Poetry Slam for this week. Snaps all around. There we go. What do we got for your submission there, Wrangler, for the Nardo Wick Poetry Slam?
You go first this week.
I will go first this week. I this might have been done before, but as always, I don't remember which ones we do for this
Sure.
because I don't pay attention. This one is by NLE Choppa off of the album Slut Season,
Hell
spelled
yeah.
SZN,
Hell yeah.
called Gang Baby. Have we
Gang,
done
baby.
have we done this one as the historical oracle of
Uh,
Nardo?
um, we have definitely done stuff off of that album. I don't know if we've done this particular song.
All right. Thank God. So this is my submission for the Nardo Wick Poetry Slam. It's called Gang Baby by NLE Choppa off of Slut Season. And it goes thusly. Gang baby. Let me BANG baby. Let me fuck some. GANG baby. Let me BANG baby. Let me fuck some. And then it does it again.
Hell
Um, yeah, I know. It's just lyrical genius. Hold up. I'm trying to fuck some. In heat, bitch. Let me bust one. Rolls truck filled with a few sluts. Swallow my nuts. Give a bitch bubble guts. Let me come snatch that lace hoe. Come here. Her booty softer than Play Doh. Yes, sir.
yeah. A good thing.
I guess. I don't know.
It was not very soft. That's leaving it kind of open-ended there.
Yeah, what if it's been out for a while?
I'm
Um,
saying.
her pussy feel like silly putty. Yeah,
Again, I'm not sure that's a good thing. I don't know if that's something to brag about.
I think that we might have some people who might have to go see some doctors about STIs. My thumb always in her a hole. Yeah, let's go. Wow, you were just not okay. Fuck me with your friend. That's a trio. Come here. Aw, we're learning math. Um, my white hoe love her a bad word. A bad word. Sloppy seconds give my sloppy toppy, but my top hoe got a stupid body. Body. Bitch, ask me my body count. I'm street bad word. Better be specific. Bert. Talking about the pussy I'm getting, Bert. Or the bad words in the streets we killing. Bert. If that ass fat, better shake that shit. Put a hand up if you take a dick. Oh, that rhymes. Keep shit pee. I'll never be a trick, but the way she fuck make me spend that shit. Cinderella, she gon' twirl on it. Grown ass bitch, no little girl shit. She told you she's celibate, but she told me I can nail her shit. There is more lyrics to go on here, but it gets worse. It
Shit's
gets
I can't believe it.
Yeah. So we are gonna just leave it at that. That is Gang Baby by NLE Choppa off of Slut Season. And so that is my submission for the Nardowick Poetry Slam.
I
Snaps
like it.
around.
I've got a song by a young man named Moneybag Yo.
Yes.
Which I'd like to preface this by saying he's from Memphis. Morgan Wallen is from Nashville. He did, this is not this song. He did a different song with Morgan Wallen called Whiskey Whiskey, which is hilarious because it all goes full circle. Because like 5 years ago, for like a month, Morgan Wallen got canceled for dropping an N-word outside of his own house as a just drunk redneck. Which brings me to my next point that some people thought that there was a very Colin Kaepernick-esque situation going on with Shador, which is funny because Cam Ward went one overall. He's also black. Anyway, this song is called Ocean Spray by Moneybag Yo, and it goes, the coupe came with a masseuse. What that mean? That mean the seats massage me. Where you at? Out of sight, but I'm still in the loop. Doing what? Calling shots in the bed with a Barbie. Boss. If they try me in here, I'ma shoot. Bow. Fuck around and forget I'm an artist. Fuck it. In this Sprite, I'ma pour up a deuce. Walk. 28 for a pint. What they charge me. Taxing.
I like this guy.
Moneybag Yo, it's my dude, man. All right. Can't leave the streets because I'm deep in. Posed to be saving, I keep spending, keep going. I told my bitch she can't be friendly. Nah, nah. She called me daddy, might depend. Parent. And
Yes.
she
Moneybag
want
Yo.
it. She demand it. She a little savage like Randy. Demon. Neck full of water. Titanic. Sinking. Flying. Then you go out here landing. Go. Everything purple, I do it for Nusky. That was my hitter, my dog, my Scooby. An 8 of Waukesha, the bottle looked gooey. I done got high to the point I look stupid. Driving the Rari today, I feel coopy. You with a street bad word, stop acting bougie. You say you love me, then make sure I'm good. You say you riding, then that's understood. I left some real bad words in the hood. I'd bring 'em all with me if I could. Don't see 'em with me no more, then they blew it. Won't fuck with nobody more than I should. This a new piece. Yesterday's ice, not today's ice. Look, one show cost a two-piece. Yesterday's price, not today's price. Big bag. Hey!
Mm.
Chorus, which goes, I'm juiced up. I'm juiced up. Ocean spray. Ocean spray. I'm poured up. I'm poured
Hold
up.
up.
Let's drink some more today. Some more of the lean. I'm high now, might float away if I was outside now. Outside now, I'm vide out. New Cartiers hide my eyes now. My eyes! And that is Ocean Spray by Moneybag Yo.
Oh yeah, snaps all around, baby. Snaps all around in the Nardo Wick Poetry Slam. Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah. Do that shit every week. Love it. I don't feel any more cultured since we started doing that. In fact, I feel like I'm doing a disservice, but
I don't feel any less cultured since we started doing that.
uh
Point counterpoint, sir.
it is one of the best times of the week though. I'm not gonna lie. Um
Know what a cup of Waukesha is, so I might be drinking that right now, you know?
couple Lakeisha's mango cart. Ooh,
Apparently. Yep.
apparently. Let's go. Um, so
Don't have
thanks for
the
that.
the
Um,
African American lady on it, so
so speaking of things we're starting to talk about every week, last week we discussed or were going to discuss the fine Fyre Festival Part Two.
bastard
Uh,
pulled the plug too soon.
exactly, Return of the Fraud. But the organizers pulled said date for a number of reasons that we didn't confirm because they probably lied about it. Now, Billy McFarland and Ja Rule, the brain trust, if you will, if such a term can be prescribed to them, are selling the Fyre Festival franchise.
Yep.
Um, so that basically they're like, okay, you can keep the Fyre Festival name and all of the research that they've done,
They're
which
basically selling the name. Yes.
yeah, they are. Just like Trump does with hotels.
It's murder.
Murder. Let's assume you actually bought the dream and now you own Firefest
And I got
and
$73.
all. Oh man, I got like three, so let's do it.
76.
$76
Let's go.
all in,
That
baby.
might be the highest bid.
Okay. So okay, we'll start low. So after we get it for $72, we're gonna put each of us in charge for a second.
Wow.
Um, how do you, Dragon Wrangler, take Fyre Festival to the next level, knowing that basically there was supposed to be two events, and one of them included FEMA tents and cheese thrown on the bread.
Yeah, I have a very simple plan here because the clientele are stupid enough to actually buy into it. I am turning Firefest into a Cowboys fan fest. And so I'm hosting it not in Dallas, but in the nearby city of Allen, Texas, because they have a stadium there that got condemned before they played one game because after $40 million was invested in it, it had cracks in the foundation, it couldn't be used.
Yes.
So we're going to do it there. Um, but I've got just a lot of different events that I feel like could go into this, and feel free to chime in with your own if you have more to add here.
Oh, we will. Yep.
But I think one is a Where's Waldo search for the Lombardi Trophy. But the trick is that there's not actually one in the picture.
Don't
Uh,
have to spend money if it's not there. Let's go.
yep. I think another event that you can have is in honor of my boy CD Lamb, just a cell phone snatch competition. So like you've got a guy like, or you have a young lady holding a cell phone, just like here, and it's like who can be like snatch draft day, bitch. Um, you've never seen the video of CD Lamb snatching a phone out of a woman's hand on draft day. It is fucking incredible. Um, I think you have a lot of other competitions you can have here too, right? Like I
Mhm.
think that you can basically have mock interviews for head coach, but it's not actually a mock interview. You just don't know it at the time. They're just going to hire the head coach out whoever does the best interview.
So Jacksonville Jaguars next coach is actually coming from this event, is what you're
Exactly,
saying. Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And then I also think that you can have just a debate contest. Whoever, like in the state of Texas, whatever high school has the best debate team gets to debate with Jerry Jones, just on whatever topics out there.
Oh, and the state of Arkansas. I'm looking out for you, the little
That's where
guy.
he's from. He is an
Exactly.
Arkansas.
He
Exactly.
is.
No.
Yep. Let's go. I got you, Arkansas.
Yep.
Get on my back, baby.
Exactly. Yeah. So no, I think if you turn Firefest into Cowboys Fan Fest, the fans are stupid enough to actually do it, and I think there's just some great events that could be had with it as well.
Because I like to keep things out of my mind that would take up space that I need otherwise. I forget the gentleman's name that we discussed with Aquamente a few weeks back, where he had the cases of water and did
Uh,
that whole routine.
yes, yes, Ashton something.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So we have to have like an Ashton routine, like mimic competition for this too, if we're gonna do it for the Dallas Cowboy fan base,
I like it. I like
and
it.
I guess Jacksonville Jaguar fan base too, but they
I
all know
like it.
that.
There's some other ones out there too. I mean, you can have a shitty tattoo contest that you enter.
Mm,
If you ever
hmm
seen Mac's shitty ass chest tattoo, you can put him
hmm
out there and just see if anybody else has shittier tattoos.
Yes, yes, I
Uh,
like that.
no, 100%.
Even though I'm going to say this on behalf of all the tattooed people out there, if you don't have a tattoo, don't make fun of people's tattoos, even if they look like shit. Like, just
Mm,
don't do it.
have
There's
you
a
ever
reason it's there.
seen AJ McCarron without a shirt? If you haven't, look at that before you make that statement.
Oh, it's hilarious. I'm going to laugh at it, but I'm not going to bring it up to him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Probably wouldn't bring it up to his face, so I also don't know why I'd be in the same room as AJ McCarron, but yeah.
Well, if you become friends with Brent Musburger and he's stalking whoever AJ McCarron is seeing at the time, you might.
He
So
wound up marrying that girl. He's fucking married to her.
good for her.
McCarron, not Musburger.
I was going to say that would be awful. It's like, wow, what a turnaround. You
I
creeped on
wish,
me
I
on national
wish
television.
Brent Musburger, dude.
I fucking hate Brent Musburger. But
Brent
anyways, continue.
Musburger's my hero. He's fucking
Ugh,
amazing.
he's like West Coast football all the time. That's all. That's his whole shtick. And it's like, dude, it ain't there. It ain't there.
Yeah. No, and then I don't know. I think the final event is it's basically like the Cowboys half marathon where you have a half marathon and you win the race if you can grab the Lombardi trophy, but everybody that enters the race just has a stick attached to their back and the trophy's out like just far enough they can't reach it. So the whole half marathon, you're just chasing this trophy trying to grab it to win, and it's like fingers length away, but you
Mm.
never get the trophy. You just keep chasing.
Okay. I have a caveat to this.
Yeah.
If you give Jerry Jones's foundation $10,000, you get closer to it. And it repeats. So, but you have to get up to $1 million to win it. So, yeah, that's how you get out of the half marathon for Fyre Fest.
Love it.
Dallas rendition,
Love it. Allen rendition.
Allen rendition. Sorry, yeah, sorry. That'd be even better. The shirts just have Dallas crossed out with a magic marker. Like literally, it's not even like printed on there. You just got some guy with a magic marker who's just like, "Hey," and he's just fucking cross them out on the shirts
You,
and shit. I love
you
that.
got to sell them to somebody.
He even puts the
Oh,
duct tape on them.
and obviously, if it's more than $76, the partner I'm going in with is Moneybag Yo. He's going to be my jaw rule.
Hell yes. Hell yes. I love this. I love this. I went in a completely different direction.
All right, let's go.
Like when we discussed this segment, like many minutes before the show, um,
Seven.
yeah, Wrangler was like, "Oh yeah, we could go the sports route," and then he's a little bit later like, "Oh okay, I'll just go the sports route," and I was like, "Thank God," because I wanted to say this. Um, I want the Fyre Fest to go off with a couple of caveats. Number one, the event actually goes. Okay, so um,
Good
we're
start.
we're gonna have musical guests, but we're not gonna announce who they are. Okay, even though you're still gonna pay a premium. Okay, like all the stuff that is advertised minus who is gonna perform. Like okay, you get the luxury villa. Okay, you get the FEMA tent with some like peacock feathers. Okay, so that's great. You
Oh,
get
pretty big deal.
pretty big deal. You
If,
get
like 17 thread count sheet instead of like a 12.
17 threads.
Better
The
than
threads
12.
are just like that big. Oh my god.
No, they're normal size.
It's just a ball of yarn. It's like, yeah, figure it out. There you go.
Hey, here you go. Good luck. You didn't pay for the VIP package.
Yeah. The VIP one, you actually get two thimbles so you can make your own blanket. That
You get a second ball of yarn.
yeah. Actually, oh, that plays in so well with my ultimate idea. So we're gonna keep that in. That's canon now. So I and like I said, you're not going to know who the bands are. All the luxury shit's there, okay? Including make your own blankets and like better than normal shelter and all that. Some good porta potties for you. But the
VIP
one,
package that has a roof on it.
but the one difference is who I'm targeting for this. Okay, like Billy got this
Elderly.
totally wrong. Okay, Billy and Jaw got it totally wrong in that they're only looking at rich white kids whose mommy and daddy don't care what they spend on tickets for a shitty concert in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I'm going after furries.
Do they even like music?
Yes, they do. Okay, the whole event is actually a furry convention.
Fire
Okay,
First Fest?
no, it's still Fyre Fest. It's just you have to show up with a furry costume, and if you don't, that's okay because we have used ones from other festivals.
No, thank you.
Exactly.
You're better off sticking a used needle in your body.
Exactly. So we're gonna have all these different furry costumes available for folks who show up empty-handed because we're here to help. But the bands too also have to dress up in their own furry costumes. Okay, and so the whole point of this is it's actually a guessing game. All right, just because I was watching Mass Singer beforehand,
I
like you
want
have
to
to
Google furry bands, but I also don't want my search history to be fucked here.
Incognito tab, although it does not do
Yep.
as well as you think it does. Um, but anyway, so like throughout the festival, like you can upgrade your stay. So like let's say you can identify a furry band, like let's say you see them play and it's like, oh my god, that's I don't know, as I lay dying and they were dressed up as furries, then you actually upgrade into a better suite. And it's like a numbers game throughout. So like each
What furries would Azalea Dying be dressed as?
well, isn't that the question of the day? I think various
Side note,
jigsaw puppets, but anyways, go
side
ahead.
note, if in incognito mode you Google costumed bands, the one, two, three, four, five, six, seventh one that comes up is the Village People.
Well, yeah.
For some reason, the Beatles comes up. Don't know why that's a thing.
Ugh, yeah, that's weird. People.
Oh, the Muppets. That's good. The Muppets were banned from 76 until 2011.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's my whole idea for Firefest. I think it would be an interesting social experiment, if nothing else.
I agree with that. Well, and let's be honest, if there's a good band playing and you're in a furry costume, nobody will know it's you anyway. So if you can deal with somebody randomly humping your leg, then at least nobody knows to know that you were there.
Yeah, I mean, just the mass amount of chaos that would happen, but then also the mass amount of acceptance of furries in society today.
You don't need
I'm
that.
looking out for
Don't
people.
you dare say that like it's a thing that needs to happen.
It needs to happen.
It does not. Are they attracted to the costume or the person inside of it? Like, is it just like, whoa, look at that fucking peacock? Or is it like, hey, the girl inside the peacock costume gets me?
From my mere seconds of research, I would assume both.
Okay, I respect that. I respect that.
Yeah. So, Fire
Actually,
Festival. When we get you, what was it? Our $76, $78?
give or take
No, we were going to undersell them. $72.
72 bucks.
Get ready because we are going to have a Dallas based, or sorry, Allen based furry festival.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
going to be fire.
We're just gonna combine the two. We're just gonna have a furry cowboys convention. Is Jerry Jones a costume that counts as furry? Because if so, there's gonna be so many fucking Jerry Joneses.
It's the crossover you never know you needed. Jerry Jones and Bigfoot.
The final, we're gonna do the finals. If you want to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, with their final performance, they have to do in furry costume.
Yes. And not like unicorns or something that could be misconstrued as cute, but like hippopotami or like
Garbage
pterodactyl.
monster.
What is garbage monster?
What isn't garbage monster? It's a monster made out of garbage, obviously.
I mean, come on, like you could misconstrue that to be like Oscar the Grouch, which is okay, maybe might be a little
Also,
redeeming.
kind of fits under that category. I mean, the garbage monster doesn't necessarily have to live in a trash can.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But anyways,
I'm anglerfish. Son of a bitch. I'm not going to be a cheerleader.
you can look at this as the one time we didn't come up with the $1 million idea, but I would like to remind you it is the one time.
Debatable. Furry contest and Cowboys convention sadly might both be $1 million ideas.
If you combine that, it might be $1 trillion. I'm not going to lie.
Plus, if you sell it as like, hey, there's a one in all the bands in the world chance that's the person underneath the furry mask is Harry Styles, you'll get 1,000 people buying tickets just like that.
Oh my god, is it Harry Styles? No, it wasn't Harry Styles. Harry Styles is probably going to tweet us like, "No, fuck you, I'm not doing that."
Why does Harry Styles sound so much like Ice JJ Fish?
Yeah. Oh man.
You know, I got a furry here. Jerry Jones, let me know.
It's a 3-day festival and it's just Ice JJ Fish.
He just changed his costume every time.
One or two times you see him change it on stage.
We better make $73 the first year. We're going to wind up in the red.
I think we're gonna make $75 that first year. It's gonna be
Oh,
thin,
let's
but
go. Let's go.
oh shit. We told you it was gonna be stupid, folks.
Yeah, facts.
And so now we're gonna go ahead and get to our final segment of the day because it was stupid enough already. That being our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week, unofficially sponsored by NFL Draft Emporium. In honor of the famous remake of the popular series of books out of the UK, we honor the pool playing, bang, noodle wielding, and absolutely from New Jersey Wizard with our Giuseppe Stromboli redo of the week. Again, unofficially sponsored by NFL Draft Emporium. Getting ready to be drafted, and for some reason, a normal suit you should wear to a job interview is not good enough. Been there, done that. At NFL Draft Emporium, we have super big ass chains,
Oh,
blazer and shirt combos,
color me intrigued.
all types of sunglasses, all of which darker than the room you are going to be in. And of course, diamond encrusted Crocs.
That's a real thing that happened. Did you see that Ashton Genty actually wore those?
I mean, God bless the Raiders. They
Mm-hmm.
got a fucking great running back this year.
Good luck,
Um,
hero.
hey, you know what? Football is a sport that causes CTE, and that's what we're going to say about that.
Meanwhile, Pete's old running back's just crushing it in the acting world now.
China continues to attempt to bring Skynet to life as they, this week, they had the first ever robot half marathon occurring alongside a real half marathon. Uh, Tien Kung Ultra won with a time of 2 hours, 42 minutes, 40 seconds out of 20 teams competing. So you are Tien Kung Ultra. You know you're faster than your robot competitors and want to beat the humans.
There's
How,
a divider between the two for context. I might have left that out of there. There is basically a divider between the robot race and the human race. There was no crossover.
yeah, and so it's not like the robots were jumping over the barrier and being like stupid humans and throwing them into the gutter. They were
Exactly.
just beating everybody. Yeah. And just for clarification, Tien Kung Ultra is part of the robots, right?
Correct. Tien Kung Ultra is the name of the robot that won from Tien Kung, whatever their actual company was called, something Tien Kung. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're Tien, not Tien Shinhen from Dragon Ball, and you're a robot, and so you're faster than your robot colleagues, and you're going to beat the humans. How do you compete in the human race as a robot without anybody knowing? Let's hear it.
The first one's kind of a cheat code, but it still gets me the victory. And the simple answer is, how do I win the human race without even having to compete in it if not a single human finishes? How do I do that? I just asked Daddy Elon to go ahead and unveil his auto taxis sooner, the day of the race. And that way, when one of these fucking robo taxis drives through the whole human side and takes them out one at a time, when not a single human finishes, I'm the winner.
I mean, technically, yes.
That's
So,
hey,
so you're trying to win by TKO.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. The second one is also pretty straightforward and pretty simple. I go back to my opener, and how do I do this? Before the race is starting and everybody's lined up, I cross over the barrier and stand on my back to all the humans, and then turn around and just stare at them to see who's behind me, and then all of them are like, uh, and then I pull out a envelope of money, and
Only
then start
$15, ones and a five.
$15, maybe $14 in this scenario. And then I just turn back around and nobody's going to interact with me to tell me to go back to the robot side. So I'm winning this race. Nobody's passing me and thought they might have to talk to me. So game Tien Kung Ultra.
All right. So I took a page out of your book for this one and
Let's go.
trying to have the holistic episode of what I contributed.
Yeah.
Um, my solution for this as a young TN like robot killer or whatever I am, um, I'm gonna obviously dress up as a furry.
Yep.
Yep. Oh yeah, there's going to be it's going to be a unicorn horn, all right? Like that's going to be a part of it. There's probably going to be some elements of a penguin in there. Not sure which subtype of penguin, but that's going to be there. And I am just going to go up and be like, "How do you do, my fellow humans?" And then just beat the shit out of them. Not
Love it.
literally, but on the
But
racetrack.
racingly, exactly.
Racingly, but not in the way that you would think a southerner would do so.
I'm right.
Damn right. Damn right. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and call this another one of the books for Floor Foolishness.
Floral Foolishness. Damn it. That
That's
was
the
my
first
part at
time
all.
that's happened. Yes. All right, let's try it again.
Floral Foolishness.
Sports.
Hey.
Oh, you're not even going to continue. I was hoping you would do the finish. Oh
I don't
well.
have the script up in front of me at all. Uh,
Okay, well, I'll do it. Where it's always island time. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
thanks for
Uh,
joining us, Alan, Texas.
it's not even close.
Son of a
Um,
bitch.
I'm Stoty. He's Wrangler. And
Losing
as
my own show when we don't have a guest this week.
you beat yourself at your own show. Oh my God, we have a new title right at the fucking buzzer. Uh, you beat yourself at your own show. You stay tropical.
Sports.
Green Bay, Wisconsin.